Welcome to the Neuro Wellness Channel, your ideal destination for uncovering the hidden health secrets of aging. If you're interested in keeping your mind sharp and your spirit strong after the age of 50, don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you won't miss out on any valuable content. In today's video, we'll explore the powerful connection between social engagement and mental agility after 50, a scientific truth increasingly recognized by neuroscientists around the world. Part 1. The relationship between social engagement and brain health after 50. As individuals reach the age of 50 and beyond, significant changes begin to occur not only in physical health but also in cognitive functioning. One of the most important yet often underestimated factors in maintaining mental sharpness is social engagement. Numerous studies in neuroscience and psychology have shown that maintaining regular interactions with others can have a profound impact on brain health, particularly for individuals over the age of 50. The brain is not a static organ, it constantly evolves through a process known as neuroplasticity, the ability to reorganize and form new neural connections. Social interaction serves as one of the key stimuli in this process. When a person engages in a conversation, whether through listening, responding, or simply expressing emotions, multiple areas of the brain are activated. These include regions responsible for memory recall, language processing, emotional regulation, and logical reasoning. Therefore, regular communication is essentially a workout for the brain, keeping it agile and resilient. Social engagement also stimulates the release of beneficial neurotransmitters like dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine is closely tied to reward and motivation, while oxytocin enhances feelings of trust and emotional bonding. These neurochemicals not only improve mood but also increase cognitive performance. In contrast, individuals who lack social contact often exhibit higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which has been linked to memory loss and impaired learning. Harvard Medical School conducted a longitudinal study that followed adults over several decades. The research found that people who maintained strong social ties were 26% less likely to experience cognitive decline compared to those who were socially isolated. Additionally, individuals with active social lives were shown to have larger brain volumes, particularly in regions associated with memory and emotional processing. Social interaction often includes shared experiences, storytelling, debates, and collaborative problem-solving. These activities enhance memory retention, comprehension, and executive functioning. When older adults participate in group discussions or simply engage in casual conversations, they are constantly retrieving old memories and integrating new information, both of which are essential processes for preserving cognitive health. Moreover, maintaining social relationships can prevent the onset of mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, both of which are known to negatively impact cognitive function. A socially active individual is more likely to feel supported, valued, and purposeful, which enhances psychological well-being and, in turn, brain function. The social brain hypothesis suggests that a significant portion of human cognitive evolution was driven by the demands of social living. In older adults, regularly activating this social brain helps maintain empathy, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. These qualities not only improve interpersonal relationships but also help the brain remain flexible and alert. In essence, engaging socially provides continuous stimulation that nurtures cognitive endurance. Unlike solitary activities, social interaction introduces unpredictable variables, tone, body language, reactions, that the brain must process in real time. This constant cognitive challenge promotes mental agility and delays age-related cognitive deterioration. Social engagement also introduces a sense of accountability and structure in daily life. Knowing that others depend on or expect your presence encourages routine and consistency, both of which are vital for maintaining mental clarity. Simple acts such as planning to meet a friend, remembering names, and managing time all contribute to cognitive functioning. Language plays a significant role in this dynamic. Conversations require the use of vocabulary, grammar, context, and memory. These linguistic tasks activate both hemispheres of the brain and involve complex neural networks. For individuals over 50, regularly engaging in conversations can help preserve language skills and communication abilities. There is also a cultural dimension to social interaction. Traditions, stories, and collective memories shared through social interactions help older adults stay connected to their identity and sense of belonging. This cultural continuity enhances emotional stability and provides cognitive anchoring, reducing confusion and promoting a stronger sense of self. Even brief social encounters, chatting with a neighbor, speaking to a cashier, or greeting a passerby, can have cumulative benefits. These micro-interactions may seem trivial, but they offer essential stimuli for the brain. They require attention, response, facial recognition, and verbal fluency, all of which are integral to maintaining cognitive agility. Ultimately, the link between social interaction and mental agility after 50 is not only evident but also essential. It is a relationship built on mutual reinforcement. Staying socially active nurtures the brain, and a healthy brain enables more meaningful social participation. For those aiming to preserve cognitive function as they age, investing in relationships may be just as important as diet, exercise, and sleep. Part 2. Why cognitive decline accelerates with social isolation after 50. Social isolation has increasingly been recognized as a silent contributor to declining mental health in older adults, especially after the age of 50. While factors such as genetics, diet, and exercise have long been studied in relation to cognitive performance, the absence of social connection is now understood to be a critical risk factor for accelerated memory loss and diminished mental agility. The human brain is fundamentally social, and its optimal function depends on interaction, engagement, and emotional connection. At a neurological level, social isolation reduces stimulation to essential regions of the brain. Without the need to engage in conversation, interpret social cues, or recall shared experiences, parts of the brain involved in language processing, memory retrieval, and emotional regulation begin to atrophy from disuse. Just as physical inactivity leads to muscle loss, cognitive inactivity, brought on by isolation, causes neural networks to weaken over time. This deterioration is particularly acute in the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. Studies using brain imaging techniques have shown that individuals who live in prolonged isolation often exhibit a reduction in hippocampal volume. As this area shrinks, it becomes increasingly difficult to recall names, retain new information, or stay oriented in time and space. Isolation is also closely associated with chronic stress, which contributes to elevated levels of cortisol in the bloodstream. Cortisol, when persistently high, interferes with the transmission of signals between neurons and impairs the brain's ability to form new connections. Over time, chronic stress damages brain cells and speeds up cognitive decline. People who lack a social support system are more vulnerable to these effects because they have fewer emotional outlets and coping mechanisms. Mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, which are prevalent among socially isolated individuals, further compound the problem. Depression has been linked with reduced blood flow to the brain and impaired neurogenesis, both of which hinder cognitive function. Anxiety, meanwhile, can overwhelm the brain with intrusive thoughts and reduce its capacity for logical processing and memory retention. The compounding impact of mental health disorders caused by isolation often goes unnoticed until significant cognitive deficits emerge. Sleep quality also declines in socially isolated individuals. Loneliness has been linked to irregular sleep patterns and reduced time spent in deep sleep, which is crucial for memory consolidation. Without sufficient deep sleep, the brain struggles to process and store new memories, leading to forgetfulness and mental fatigue. Over time, sleep disturbances further erode mental resilience and impair learning capacity. Socially isolated individuals often exhibit a lack of mental stimulation in their daily lives. Without regular conversation or shared experiences, the brain lacks new inputs to process and analyze. This underuse of cognitive faculties leads to a decline in executive functions such as planning, decision-making, and multitasking. Even simple activities like recalling past events, interpreting tone, or understanding context become more challenging in the absence of regular social interaction. Behavioral habits also shift during isolation. People may become more sedentary, skip meals, or fall into monotonous routines that do little to stimulate the mind. Physical inactivity and poor diet have been linked to decreased blood flow to the brain and reduced production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein essential for maintaining healthy neurons. A lack of social accountability means there's often little motivation to break these cycles. Furthermore, isolation can distort self-perception. When people have no external feedback from conversations or interactions, they may lose confidence in their thoughts, memory, and decision-making abilities. This internalized self-doubt contributes to a feedback loop of mental withdrawal, further decreasing cognitive performance and increasing the risk of long-term mental deterioration. Neuroscientists have noted that cognitive decline due to isolation can begin subtly but progresses rapidly without intervention. Minor forgetfulness and reduced attention span can escalate to more serious impairments like difficulty recognizing familiar faces, disorientation, and inability to perform everyday tasks. These symptoms not only affect the quality of life but also the ability to live independently. In clinical studies, socially isolated adults have demonstrated a higher risk of developing dementia-related conditions, including Alzheimer's disease. In fact, social isolation has been shown to be as harmful to cognitive health as traditional risk factors like smoking, obesity, and hypertension. Its invisibility makes it even more dangerous, as it often goes unnoticed by caregivers and even by those experiencing it. Social isolation deprives the brain of vital stimulation, increases stress, reduces mental resilience, and accelerates cognitive decay. As the global population ages, recognizing and addressing the silent threat of isolation becomes an urgent priority for preserving mental health and cognitive longevity. Part 3. Practical ways to stay socially engaged after 50. Remaining socially active after the age of 50 is one of the most effective ways to protect cognitive health and maintain emotional well-being. As people transition into retirement or face changes in family dynamics, their social circles often shrink, leading to increased risk of isolation. However, with intentional action, it is entirely possible to remain socially connected, mentally stimulated, and emotionally fulfilled. The following practical strategies can help individuals over 50 sustain meaningful relationships and enrich their social lives. One of the most powerful ways to maintain social engagement is by joining clubs and local groups. Community centers often host book clubs, walking groups, music classes, and hobby circles that bring like-minded individuals together on a regular basis. These spaces offer more than just activities, they create a routine and a sense of belonging. Regular participation in such clubs not only encourages interpersonal communication but also stimulates cognitive processes like memory, attention, and verbal fluency. Volunteering is another highly effective method of staying socially involved. Contributing time to a cause not only benefits the community but also enhances the volunteer's own sense of purpose and self-worth. Whether it's mentoring youth, working at a food bank, or assisting in a hospital, volunteering offers frequent social interaction, structured activities, and mental challenges that keep the brain engaged. Furthermore, volunteers often build long-lasting friendships with others who share their values and interests. Maintaining regular contact with family and friends is essential, especially as one ages. With many families living in different cities or countries, technology can bridge the gap. Regular phone calls, video chats, and group texts can help maintain strong emotional bonds and ensure consistent social interaction. Setting up recurring virtual meetups, such as weekly video calls or shared online games, can provide both connection and fun. Rekindling old friendships can also be deeply fulfilling. Life transitions may have caused once close relationships to fade, but reaching out to old friends can reignite meaningful bonds. Social media platforms make it easier than ever to reconnect with classmates, former colleagues, or distant relatives. Organizing reunions, either in person or virtually, allows for the revisiting of shared memories and the creation of new experiences. Pursuing lifelong learning is another excellent way to stay socially active. Educational institutions and community colleges often offer adult education programs tailored to older learners. Enrolling in a class not only stimulates intellectual growth but also provides opportunities to meet people with similar interests. Subjects like foreign languages, history, art, and creative writing are particularly beneficial for brain health and provide a natural foundation for discussion and collaboration. Joining faith-based or spiritual communities can be a rich source of social engagement. These environments often offer more than just services, they host group discussions, retreats, charity work, and study groups. Being part of a shared belief system fosters deep emotional connections and provides consistent opportunities for communal activities and mutual support. Engaging in intergenerational activities also benefits cognitive function and emotional health. Older adults can spend time with grandchildren, mentor younger professionals, or participate in school programs that welcome senior volunteers. These cross-generational interactions expose the brain to different modes of thinking and behavior, keeping it adaptable and resilient. Group fitness classes and recreational sports are additional tools for enhancing social engagement. Participating in yoga, tai chi, dance, or aquatics classes combines physical health benefits with the cognitive stimulation of social interaction. These environments are generally welcoming and inclusive, making them ideal spaces for forming new connections. For individuals with mobility limitations or who live in remote areas, online communities provide a valuable alternative. Virtual interest groups, forums, and hobby-based social networks can offer regular interaction without requiring travel. Online discussion boards, language exchanges, and video chat circles can simulate the experience of being in a physical group and still challenge the brain through conversation and problem solving. Creating a routine that includes daily social interaction, no matter how brief, can significantly impact cognitive health. This can involve chatting with neighbors, participating in local events, or simply making a daily phone call. These small but consistent efforts help maintain verbal skills, promote a sense of relevance, and strengthen the emotional circuitry of the brain. For introverted individuals or those anxious about meeting new people, starting small is key. Joining an online class, attending a local lecture, or participating in a community workshop can be less intimidating entry points. As confidence builds, more frequent and involved social activities can be pursued. The important thing is to take the first step and continue building upon it. Maintaining curiosity and trying new experiences can also lead to increased social interaction. Whether it's learning a musical instrument, participating in a cooking class, or exploring a new hiking trail, engaging in unfamiliar activities introduces opportunities to meet new people and stimulate the brain. Novel experiences activate the brain's reward system and enhance mental flexibility. Keeping a social journal may also help in remaining accountable. Writing down weekly or monthly goals related to social interaction, such as attending 3 events, calling 2 friends, or joining one new group, can provide motivation and a sense of achievement. Reflecting on these interactions helps reinforce their emotional value and encourages continued engagement. Pet ownership, while not a human social interaction, can also indirectly promote social activity. Dog owners, for instance, often interact with other pet owners during walks or visits to the park. Pets also provide emotional comfort, which strengthens resilience and reduces the risk of loneliness-induced cognitive decline. In some cases, professional guidance may be helpful. Therapists, counselors, or life coaches can assist in identifying social barriers and developing strategies to overcome them. Support groups for specific challenges, like grieving, chronic illness, or transitioning into retirement, offer understanding and solidarity that reduce feelings of isolation. Regardless of the method chosen, the core principle remains the same. Sustained social interaction is not optional. It is vital for mental clarity and emotional strength. The key lies in taking consistent, intentional steps toward connection. Each interaction, no matter how small, contributes to a larger framework of cognitive health, emotional stability, and overall life satisfaction. Staying socially engaged after 50 requires effort and initiative, but the rewards, enhanced memory, sharper thinking, and deeper emotional fulfillment, are well worth it. Building a lifestyle that values connection, community, and continued learning ensures that the later decades of life remain rich, vibrant, and intellectually alive.